Hello all, welcome to the channel. I have a word from a dream that I received on 9:30, and the Lord brought it to my attention today through actually the verse of the day on the Bible app that I have. And the verse is Deuteronomy 31 verses 8, and this is NASB. And Moses is talking to Joshua and commending him through what the Lord had shared. And he said, "The Lord is the one who goes ahead of you. He will be with you. He will not fail you or forsake you. Do not fear or be dismayed." And this caught my attention because this is a verse that the Lord gave me when I moved into the apartment that I'm at now, as kind of confirmation that you're on the right track. And years ago, I went to a men's retreat through church, and the Lord, we had a quiet time, and were to go seek the Lord and be at Jesus's feet and just ask him if he had a name for us or a word for us or anything. And this was after coming out of rebellion, and so I was just seeking the Lord and finding the Lord again and strengthening my relationship. And in this moment, the Lord actually gave me a vision of a lion in the clouds, just bright and full of glory. And the Lord said, "You are my lion, the Lion of Adonai." And I was like, wow, how am I your lion? I definitely don't feel like a lion. I'm pretty sheepish in my faith and everything else, but that's something that he's reminded me of often. And the Lord intends to build our identity and restore us to a better place. And so the mug that ended up being in the microwave when we arrived, I was cleaning up the apartment, and I opened up the microwave, and there's this mug, and the verse on it was actually Joshua 1:9. So at that point, Moses had died, and the Lord is coming to Joshua to remind him of who he is, who Joshua is in him, and that he's not alone. So on the mug is a lion, half of a lion, and the other half is Joshua 1:9, and the verse reads, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." And so here's the mug that I received. I know it'll be backwards here, but you get the idea. And so that was pretty cool. And also the Lord kept showing me and confirming in other ways. I think the person that was here before was not only a Christian but loved lions, because there were other things. There was a candy cane or whatever that had a lion on it, and I was like, wow, that's really cool, just how the Lord connects with us and reminds us of his beauty, the restoration, and our identity in him. And so that got my attention, the verse of the day. I'm like, wait a second, that's really close. And I looked into it, and sure enough, it's a reference, Lord reminding Joshua the command that he had given him through Moses before, and bringing that to mind. And the Lord said, I have a dream that, in a word, remember that in this dream that verse was used. And so I'm like, oh yeah. So I had to look which one it was and prayed over it. And so here's the dream that I received on 9:30. It was actually a string of dreams. It kept changing. And so this one I'm labeling a training dream and a word to my warriors. And so in this string of dreams, I was with several different groups of people, some that I knew and some who were strangers. There were different scenes and themes, mostly about testing of faith and trust, and to rise above temptation and fear. The first was a party, and everyone there was a stranger. All of the temptations of the flesh were present. Next was a group of coworkers and tough challenges with people, and patience and forgiveness were the theme. It changed to being with family and friends, and there were sounds of explosions and strange sounds at first in the distance, and then increasingly in succession and closer. It sounded like bombing. The friends with me were scared. There was disagreement on what to do. I remembered praying and then with them and then saying, "It will be okay. Okay, God has us." The next part of the dream was with my wife and close friends. It was dark, and there were hundreds of strobes, like light coming down out of the sky. At the same time, there were beams and columns, and they would quickly dissipate. And some of our close friends were scared initially, and I was also. And then I remembered the verse on my mug. "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." I led us in prayer. We prayed together, and the fear subsided as the light strobes and sound and voices were added in the night sky. There was no fear. We knew we were protected by God. The dream ended, and I prayed over this and asked the Lord about it, and he said, "You did good in your training. I love you, and I'm proud of you, my lion." And then he said, "These trainings I will give to many now who I have sealed. These are to build you up for what is to come. Not all dreams are from me. Pray protection over your dreams in my name. Those who are sealed are becoming closer to me. I'm stirring their hearts to me. Come to me first for all things. Daily commune with me. Yes, take communion. Also, daily put on your armor and ask me to purify and strengthen you. Stay in my word. This is important. I will establish you. I love you, my warriors of light. Train and fight now. I love you very much, your commander-in-chief, and I ride into battle very soon." And he says, "Shalom." So that's the end of the word. I would just ask you, like any other word, to take this into prayer and ask the Lord about it for confirmation. And if there's any other thing that he wants to reveal to you, and just encourage you to be praying over your dreams and ask the Lord about the seal. If you've been experiencing training dreams, then you will probably know that you've had dreams that are difficult, or about some of these things, temptations, fears that you have overcome. May feel exhausted or like you've been through battle. And so just pray that the Lord reveals these to you, and also for protection over dreams that are from the enemy. He's counterfeit and likes to manipulate truth about your identity and all of those things. So just go to the Lord and pray over all of this. And I will include a couple of the verses that I had read, and then another one as well that the Lord said is for this. So I hope you are all well. Love you. Bye.